Hi, thanks for joining me today. Thank you for sharing this moment with me. So any of you out there that are thinking, I'm not doing enough or I'm not doing it right or having any of these emotions, you've got this. You just being here is enough. So really, really honour that. Just being here, you don't have to do anything else, just be here. And sometimes kind of entering into spiritual commitment, it's a tough role, to be in it all the time. It's really, really tough. And sometimes to make life bearable, sometimes you do have to go up and down the frequency scale of it all, really. So you know what, if you're having a day where you're not the most switched on or spiritual person that day, it's okay, it's fine. It's to be in commitment 24/7 is a tough gig. So just really, really love yourself and kind of like really honour yourself and really kind of like let yourself off the hook. Because if you were a parent or creator watching over you, then you would still be so proud of everything that you've done and everything that you've achieved so far. So you know what, to have a day off, you've deserved it. You've deserved every second of it. So it's okay, let yourself have the day off. Okay, so what I wanted to talk about today was the 7 sacred rites. So these were sent to me in a meditation. By all means, look them up. They are really, really interesting. So the 7 sacred rites were passed on in stories by the indigenous Indian people, American Indian people, Canadian Indian people, and they teach it to their children. So there's a story that came with the 7 sacred rites, and it was about the White Bull Lady. So the White Bull Lady was a celestial being who came to Earth, and on her travel she encountered 2 men. So the first man had a fulfilled heart, recognised exactly who she was as soon as he saw her, because he was connected and could feel her vibration. So he was very respectful and very honouring of the White Bull Lady. However, the second man, not so much. He just had a different energy. So he had an unfulfilled heart, and that's purely because of past hurts in love, and he wasn't loving himself. He was disrespecting himself. He didn't feel he was enough. So he saw the celestial White Bull Lady and thought, I fancy a slice of the White Bull Lady. I'm gonna get myself in there. So that's what he tried to do, and she turned him to dust, basically. So then she travelled on, and she came into experience the indigenous people, Indian people. They'll probably tell this story far better than me, but I just think it's a lovely story, and I just would love to share it with you. So she met with the men, and to allow them to experience peace, which is another aspect of love. When you are in complete unconditional love with no expectations, and you've received and you love yourself wholeheartedly, only then can you give wholeheartedly. So this is a gift that she wanted to give to the men. So she gave them a peace pipe to remember this energy. Then she spoke to the women separately. So to the women, she gave the 7 sacred rites to hold with them. And the rainbow children actually have these 7 sacred rites within them. It's attributes they came in with. So I'll tell you the 7 sacred rites. So the first one is wisdom. So wisdom is just to know. It's just to have a knowing. And the knowing may have come from your own experiences. So your wisdom may be different from another person's, and you will act upon your own wisdom. So wisdom, just to know. Love. So love is to know peace and it's to be unconditional with it. And that's how love should be, to be unconditional with yourself. And this is why I was saying before, give yourself a day off. You know, that is love. That's what love would do. So that's about love. And love is the energy that heals everything, because it is the energy we are all made of. It's the energy that the whole universe is made of. It's the energy that the creative source energy is made of, and we are all made of the same material. So when we come away from love, it kind of leaves our energetic value a little bit like holes in it, so to speak. So when we love ourselves unconditionally again, with all of our flaws and imperfections, and we come back to that, it means that we are whole again, that we can love ourselves with everything. We are whole again. So if you're having a difficult time as well, if you just think, what would love do? What would love do? So in these times of experience love at the moment, you know, we could be having an experience where we're stood there wearing a mask, and somebody else may not be wearing a mask. In your experiences and wisdom, you're saying, this makes me feel safe, and it helps you make you feel safe. You may be looking across and there may be somebody else in the supermarket that is not wearing a mask. They may have had experience such as being gagged, or, you know, they may have had a hand held over their mouth whilst being gang raped or something like that. They may not even have a remembrance of it. It may be something that happened as a child, but something is telling them, wearing a mask, covering my face does not make me feel safe. Or if you're a person that does the beautiful Wim Hof method, which has been proven by science, love your Wim Hof, by the way, big respect. You know, if you use the breath to actually release all pathogens in your system, and this is your experience and wisdom. So if you're releasing pathogens through breath, and this is a technique that you use daily and something that you've learned and is part of your wisdom, then wearing a mask would not make you feel safe either, because you're just thinking, I'm doing this practice daily and being responsible, releasing all the pathogens that I have in my body. Why would I want to take the practice of breathing all that stuff back in when I've taken the time to release it? So again, for these individuals, not wearing the mask makes you feel safe as well. So this is all about love opens the door to compassion as well for one another, because we are all made of the same stuff anyway. We are all made of we are all part of the same diamond. It's just that our experiences are just different perspectives from the different facets of the diamond. None of them are right or wrong, good or bad. They're just different experiences. So we are created to become explorers. So we all choose a different path, because if you think about it, if we all clambered onto the same facet of the diamond would just keel over. It would just be too heavy on one side. So what we have to do is spread ourselves out. Spread ourselves out all over the diamond to have different perspectives. And the more different perspectives we have a whole picture. So if we've only got one perspective from one side of the diamond, it means that we've not got the full picture, folks. So this is why it's so important right now for lots of people to have really, really different views and perspectives to our own. So it's not that they're trying to be challenging, or they're being disrespectful, or they're being you just think they're being selfish. It's none of that whatsoever. It's just they are on a different journey, a different path, a different experience, and that's what they are here to do. So who are we to say you're on the wrong path, mate? You know, we are taking our path, and that's fine. That's what we are here to do, and another individual will take theirs. None of us, you know, who are we to say, you know, you're on the wrong path? And we may even look at that path of another individual and think, their path looks mighty rocky, you know, even for a mountain goat, I wouldn't choose that one. It looks very dark and very sharp and jagged. However, on the other side of the mountain they seem to be climbing, when they get to the top of it, the air is pure. It's ionized. They feel a sense of achievement, they feel a sense of pride, they feel a sense of love for themselves because look how far I've come. So sometimes we try to help people and drag them off kind of like the gnarly path and put them on our nice lit one. What we're actually doing is causing them a disservice. So leave them to the gnarly path, basically, because when they come to the end of it and they're up that mountain feeling so proud of themselves, love would just leave them to it so they can experience that in their final, in their final part of their journey. And there'll be probably more that, they'll have to come down the mountain at some point as well to collect food again. So it's kind of like they've got to come down at some point. We all do. But being up there with, the high altitude lavender and the peace and just the quietness and the stillness, beautiful. Who are we to take them off that path? So that's what love would do in that situation. So other scenarios, people that are, I can't say the word, but are wanting to feel safe by having the V word, shall we say. And this, who is any of us to say, oh, you sheeple, you're ridiculous, and kind of like this name calling. It's not serving anyone. That's not what love would do. So if you feel safe having that experience, then brilliant. That's what you feel in your experiences and your wisdom that is right for you. And there's none of us should say that's a wrong path or right path. It's not for us to decide. And then there'll be people that are deciding not to have it. And again, the same principle, what would love do? Love wouldn't basically say, oh, well, you're going to cause harm to the rest of us, because the people who are choosing perhaps not to go there are people that in their wisdom have already got different practices that they do to help them feel safe. And it may not be a practice that is provided from an external body, that they may use internal systems to help clear and release certain things that are not serving them. And they may use meditation, they may use visualizations, they may use kinesiology, they may use reflexology. It could be essential oils, homeopathy. There are a million paths that you could walk down on this one. So whatever path you are choosing on, and journey and experience you are having, again, who are any of us to say any of this is right or wrong? So if there are individuals or organisations that say this is wrong, and are name calling, that's not in the vibration of love. That is in the vibration, it's just not in the vibration of love. So I would question it. So all of you is bringing back to oneness, to wholeness, to unity, that, you know what, it doesn't matter what journey you are on, every journey should be honoured, every journey, and there shouldn't be any name calling or finger wagging or you're doing this wrong, you're doing, we're all just doing it differently. We are all experiencing it. We are all experiencing the change and the shift with courage. So let's please do it gracefully. It's kind of like we've been given this opportunity to evolve as a race. And it feels so uncomfortable at times, and it feels so challenging, and we feel like other people may be challenging us, but they're our biggest teachers about ourselves. Honour that, be grateful for that. Because normally if we are feeling, oh, that person's done something wrong, so if you're in a cafe and you've got a waitress and you're thinking, this waitress, blimey, she can't do anything right today, she shouldn't really be in this job. What we're actually doing is actually holding a great big mirror up to ourselves, and there's probably some mistakes that we've made that we just can't forgive ourselves for. So if you do find yourself in that energy, is to kind of really know the truth, really take judgment out of it. What would love do? Do you know what? Love would forgive the waitress, and actually thank her, because actually she's showing you the path of forgiveness. And forgiveness comes back to loving yourself. Coming back to loving yourself comes back to the path of peace, and compassion, and the energy that creates worlds, not destroys it. So the pain in the backside waitress that drops your fart, pours soup all over your lap, whatever it is that she does, or he does, or they do, is actually a beautiful act of love. And this is how we can experience the change and the shift with courage and grace. And no matter what is being presented to us, be grateful for it, and just think, what would love do in this scenario? Would it name call? Would it finger wag? Or would it forgive? And would it honour somebody else's journey? So this is what I wanted to talk about this morning. I will be talking about another ailment and body part in another one. So hopefully you can join in for that too. You can catch me on my Patreon site as well. So all exciting. There is so much to tell you. It's kind of like, I just feel like I can't do it all at once. All right, I shall love you and leave you. Take care for today. Most importantly, love yourself unconditionally, no matter if you're being successful, unsuccessful, if you're being a pain in the butt today, if you're not being a pain in the butt, if you're full of love, great. If you're not full of love, great. Honour all of it. It's great. Where you are is right where you should be right now. So just take comfort in it today, that you're okay, and you are loved no matter what. All right, take care. Speak to you soon. Bye.